So, as you know, last episode we met or kind of in a roundabout way. We saw a mastermind behind this whole Amythest Serpent and random Blutsauger debacle, Basil, a knight-ranked Blutsauger. Real trouble. And although the night has ended without another incident and the Grand Cop still lives, Bertha has been rescued and some of the Bluts created by Basil have been put down. We do not know where he is, and he is still lurking around somewhere inside of Lavency, possibly building his Blut army even more out of random citizens. Oh, and I forgot to mention something important. The Bluts, none of them had canton marks.
Oh, okay.
Despite being people you've seen before, like the Captain Parsons.
What?
Yeah, who was a purple when you saw him.
That's weird. Okay.
Your character, you know that as the Bluts are infected and they transform into what they become, the allegiance shift, which is one of the things scholars try to understand, is almost immediate, and they actually rip the skin with the tattoo off their face and regrow new skin.
Nasty. Okay. So, where are we right now?
We are currently inside of Amythest, which is on a very secure lockdown.
Okay. I'm gonna go talk to the canton cop.
You go to speak with Drevin. You and Mikon meet up in the hall and walk to his room. You see that he is doing much better today. The constant dosings of healing magic have been doing him good, although the healers here look quite exhausted. He almost looks actually good to go, but still a little bit worse for wear.
Hello, sir.
Hello there, Midas. It's good to see that the night ended without any more issues.
With the lockdown, I'm not surprised.
Well, we can protect Amythest, but Lavency only has guards. They won't be enough to stop a knight.
Well, then I think me and Mikon should go after.
Yes, of course. I fully agree. You two have shown yourself quite skilled. This is something I must say even you two would most likely not make it out of alive. I have called a few reinforcements in. Sadly, I cannot bring either the 3rd or 4th lieutenants of either Spearhead or Auxiliary Legion back. I need them on the front lines to keep everything stable. And Special Legion is very hard to get a hold of when they don't want to be.
Okay.
But there are still useful Blut Hunters around this town. And non-Blut Hunters that are under our employment, like the good captain.
Yes, he will be quite useful.
Yes, him and his men have already started searching the town for anything that looks suspicious. I have high hopes that, despite Basil's power, even he should be able to fall under the hallucinogenic touch of Wenister.
I'd say so. Well, then we should probably be off then to go and search with him.
Yes. I will be moving to a more secure location in Amythest soon.
Okay, then we'll be off. It's me and Mikon. Will you?
As you and Mikon leave. You can just tell how drained we both are immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. So as you guys continue, Mithril looks very normal. Especially like it doesn't seem like Basil's made any more moves. It seems like he is somewhere recalculating his actions, trying to figure out the best way to strike fear into the heart of the purple shine.
Okay. So the last place we saw him was the amphitheater,
Yes.
correct? Where would you say Mikon would be a good place to hide out around town?
The amphitheater. Well, see, the thing about this Blue, the thing that makes him pretty dangerous is the fact that he can just turn into a sword. He can be anywhere where someone has a sword and controlling whoever wields him. We don't really know when or where we could be running into him, but lucky for us, Basil seems to enjoy being in charge of things and likes to keep at least a small retinue of minions around from the Bluts and bandits we've seen. So they'll have to be hiding somewhere. So let's see. I guess he looks around this city. Have to be somewhere that no one would want to go. Let me see. I'd suggest going to the church of your bizarre ocean goddess. Seemed to be quite a large building. Perhaps they are hiding in one of the higher towers of the building.
It is not my god, it is my people's god, Mikon.
Not if they worship a god at all. It's quite disturbing, if you ask me.
Oh boy, stuck with a blue again. I guess it's a fair assumption. Let's make our way off towards the church.
You start making your way towards the church. Is there anything you'd like to do? You see some little people trying to sell things. Again, everything does seem normal, so that is good for the time being, at least. No one's noticed that the guards have upped their patrols either.
Is there anything interesting for sale?
There's a guy offering you a leg of deer leg. He's offering you a deer leg, cooked, salted, covered in clam butter.
A deer leg, you say?
Yeah.
How much for the deer leg?
15 blooms for this beauty.
15 blooms. Where did you get it from?
Deer.
Yes, of course, but what part of Purple Shine?
I swear to God, if you were just about to ask me what part of the deer he got this deer leg from, I was gonna leave. That would have been the finale.
It's the ball.
Just in some of the light forests around town.
I'm going to do a check on the deer leg before I.
Yeah, let me see. What would it be? I'm pretty sure it's wisdom. Yeah, I think it is wisdom. Wait, is it wisdom? Let's see. Yeah, wisdom.
20.
Your deep wisdom tells you that this might be suspicious and that you shouldn't eat it. Not because of any, traps or anything, but it does kind of look a bit too old.
I don't want your rotten meat.
He kind of looks at you and he grimaces and he goes, you not say that so loud. The next guy might be interested.
Ugh, Mikon. He makes me sick.
I could make him sick.
I think
Mikon walks forward and the guy's like, what does he mean by that? That blue.
Oh, the blue is better than you. Mikon, do what you need to do.
I prefer to conserve my magic.
Fair point. Let's go give him a gut
Bitch.
punch.
You can't. You're gonna punch this guy?
You know what? No, I'm not gonna just punch him. I'm gonna act like he punched me.
Do
Go
a
full
charm.
round.
Do charm. Where is Mikon? I found Mikon.
Nat 20.
Okay, well, there's no gnats, but that's still more than enough.
Yeah.
As you double over, screaming in pain, as some of the guards run up to you, like,
Guards.
sir, what happened? What happened? As these other purple Blut Hunters pick you up, and like, oh, what happened? What happened? Were you attacked?
Yes, this man. He tried to sell me some rotten deer meat, and then when I turned him down so nicely, he ended up attacking me. Take him away. Take him away.
That's not true. That's not true. Oh, you look like the type. It's like two of the guards take him and lock him away, and start walking him towards the keep before, or towards some barracks before the other guard helps you up.
Thank you. Animals in this town.
Well, you know how some people are.
Yeah.
Con men. Nothing
Terrible.
good can come of them. But you helped us get one off the streets. So, good for you, fellow Blut Hunter.
Of course, he's a purple, I assume. Yeah.
He's a purple, and he's an auxiliary legion member. He's a town guard, so he's a guy who doesn't have like much magic. See, like the bare minimum to be a Blut Hunter is you have to be able to theoretically kill a Blut. So this guy can theoretically kill a Blut. Like, so, but his specialties are basically more of like protect towns as opposed to actually going out there and hunting them. So he's a Blut Hunter. He's a purple. Yeah.
He's a purple, so he's an upstanding gentleman. Okay, got
Yeah.
it. I like the filthy blue behind me.
Yeah, your best friend.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Oh, Mikon, that was quite a nasty sort, was he?
Well, it kind of looked like he ripped the leg off as opposed to like cutting it in any way. So I was very, very wary of that from the start.
Yeah. God. Well, at least the guards have keep on now. Okay, we'll make our way towards the church.
So as you guys walk towards the church, it is a very large, it's a pretty large building. It's one of the larger buildings in town. There are many kinds of beds of flowers out. You see that there are there's one flower in many of the flower beds around, and the flower is many blue irises.
Ugh. This place gives me the chills.
So, in like a funny way, you're also standing next to a blue iris, as Mikon is a blue, and his last name is Iris. Only half of that was intentional. So
It's just like you.
he shakes his head as you guys head into the church, and you are again met by the church priest of Ower in there as he's setting up for some kind of like, obviously some kind of like ritual or something to pray for the bountiful catches of the fishermen of Lavensey.
Excuse me.
Yes, what is it, my child? Says the pastor.
Oh, God, don't call me your child. Ugh. Well, we are looking around for some suspicious characters. We thought you'd be a good person to check, to ask, to know if there's any suspicious characters around.
I haven't seen anything around the church, if that's what you're asking. Everything seems as normal as ever.
Yeah. Well, do you mind if we trek around, around the building, if you don't mind?
Help yourselves.
And I'm gonna go. Is there a basement to this place?
There is.
Let's go and check it.
You open the door and are met with many, many different rattles as you walk in, seeing hanging from strings are many different bones, fingertips, all of them,
Oh,
things inscribed onto them, and a small shrine to the goddess in the center.
I'm gonna be sick, Mikon.
Well, I'd like to say hear you say anything now about us blues being strange. Look at this. Look at that little shrine there. A goddess. How bizarre. You know that the only things out there watching over us are our own dead, the ancestors. To think that there's some kind of transcendental being so backwards.
Oh my goodness, you're all the same, aren't you?
Well, I'm a man of faith, despite his misguided, bizarre, foreign god. He does also preach of the past, the ancestors and the predecessors.
The ancestors are about as useless as the far-fetched god. Mikon.
Well, the difference is one day you will be an ancestor, but you won't be a god. Who needs to be a god when you are Fallende? And he walks up the stairs.
Oh. Ancestor schmancestor. Okay, to the attic. Get me out of this place.
So as you guys leave and you go up to the attic is you do pass what looks like the priest's room. It's a very simple kind of thing for the pastor. And with an ER. It's very simple. He does have some of the blue irises in like a pot next to his bed. And an open window of a nice view of the glitter sea you get to see. As obviously like the oceanic kind of priest would like a view of the ocean. Which is also like a great window behind him at the back of the church. So as you walk past this, you do get to the top. You do walk past a few other priests' rooms, like the one that spends some time in a mithril every day. And you do enter into, it looks like this like larger tower for storage. And as you enter into it, you all actually do start coughing, you and Mikon, from just the amount of dust in here.
Oh god, this place hasn't been touched in years.
I wouldn't be so sure of that, Mikon says. He points up towards an open window.
Looks like the priest might have been harboring something here. Maybe by accident.
Doesn't look like they came in through the front door. That's all I'm going to say.
Keep your guard.
I was intending on it.
I'm ready my chakrams.
Ready your chakrams. Mikon readies his staff, putting his hand on it as the entire thing turns a bright white color. As it is now, he's now activated its unblinking carved ability.
And I'm going to tell Mikon we should probably play silent. They may not have detected that shit.
Dex.
14.
14. As you guys go sneakily up the stairs, you do come across many, many dead birds.
Oh god.
As you climb to the second floor of the storage room, each of the birds looks like they've been bitten and drained of blood.
Filthy vampires.
Disgusting blue soldiers.
Maybe we'll catch one feasting on them.
As you do go up, you do see a hunched over figure as there's a dripping sound as this pale figure sits in the corner of the room. It's wearing torn and ripped clothing of a normal citizen of Lavency. Obviously, this was someone that was kind of forced into this, but it's already been too late. As you can see, blood dripping down from in front of them, their hands shoving something into their face. As they turn towards the window, obviously looking for their next meal. Not looking for you, but looking for the next meal. You can see a pigeon in their mouth.
We might be able to get some information out of it. So I don't know if we should quite kill it. Maybe more so torture it.
It's very hard to torture these things. They can only be harmed by magic. A substantial amount of magic will kill them fast.
It is a good point.
You also notice that the thing has many daggers laying out underneath it.
Of daggers?
It has like 5 daggers laying out on its sides. Like 2 swords, actually, and 3 daggers. So they're all within its reach.
Can I pull them towards me?
Yes. And
Yes.
guess what you get? Your final roleplay reward point.
Yes, awesome.
So you can exchange all 4 of those now to give you another 1 in your magic pool. I mean, a magic magic stat.
Magic stat.
And then so that means you'll get 2 in your magic pool, and all of the things that go up with the magic stat will go up by the normal amount. It's like you to hit with magical attacks will go up by 1 now.
Sweet.
And the damage they will do as well. Because it's level plus magic
5, gotcha.
for to hit. And then the damage is just magic stat. So that will actually go up now. So you're a much more powerful mage. Congratulations. Been able to cash in.
Right.
So you're going to pull these towards you?
Yes.
Okay.
And if he hears me, I want to try go for attack.
Well, it's probably about 20 feet away from you. Oh, you're going to throw it.
Yeah.
Forgot. So, yes, the creature immediately turns around and drops the pigeon out of its mouth with its sharp teeth, still kicking the bird's blood, its tongue licking the blood off lecherously as it is immediately turns around to the sound of the metal scraping on the dusty wood as you fling its weapons across the room. And what do you do?
I'm gonna do my 3 attacks,
Okay.
and I'll do unrun carve on all of them, so that way they have magic imbue to them.
Yes, but the unlink carve has to be melee for
Has to
these.
be melee.
Yeah.
Can I run towards them?
Yeah.
I'll run towards them with the chakrams and go for the.
You run towards it
Tornado.
as it stands up incredibly fast. Arms, its hands clenched into fists. It's a man, the Blut, a bald man with a wiry but muscular frame. As you do get to it before it can react to you.
Sweet. All right, I'm going for 3 attacks.
Okay.
That one's not going to hit a 6. Next one will be a 16.
That hits.
It's only 1 hits.
Is you do get the first strike. We'll roll for damage before I describe what happens.
It's 8 damage.
Yes, you do get the first strike in. You cut your chakram straight across its body in a nice slash. Deep your blade goes, sending magic rippling through the creature's body. Just as it comes out the other side, the Blut kind of literally pulls itself back together. The flesh and skin knitting themselves together, the bones repairing, as it then kind of lets out a wail of pain before going to smash its fists into you twice. What is your armor?
13.
As you are able to just dodge one of them as it rockets towards you, but the next one does slam into your stomach for 6 damage.
Okay.
This is your move. It is now as running up behind you is Mikon, who goes to slam into it with its quarterstaff. As Mikon hits the Blut across the head, you watch a kind of ripple move through its body from the point of impact as its eyes and teeth explode out as it falls dead to the ground.
Perfect. Can we search around to see if it had anything else that would give us any hints to where it came from?
Yes.
Is there a roll I have to do for it, or?
Yes. Do a intelligence.
That's like an 8.
As you do manage to find a few more dead pigeons, as this creature is apparently trying to hunt as many as it could to hold itself over for the night. You do find a scrawled little note, although it is mostly, its handwriting is too disheveled for you to read, but you do read tonight and soon.
Ooh, interesting.
As the words you can make out from it.
Tonight and soon. Is there any way I can heal up a bit?
If you go back to Amythest, the mages can heal you.
Right. We'll go to the Amythest and I'll report my findings to the Canton Cop.
So as you do so, and the mages immediately heal you, you're back to full health. The Canton Cop is happy to hear that one more Blut has been destroyed, because it is always good to have less of those things in the world. But he is off-put by the fact that what you found wasn't anything really more than just one of Basil's scattered minions. And that from the scrawlings and what we've been able to figure out, that something is planned for tonight when the Bluts will be at their strongest and the sun has gone down.
I wonder what they could be up to.
It can't be good, whatever it is, says the Canton Cop.
Yes. Did you end up finding that young miscreant that I sent here? I sent to the jail. Who was trying to sell me some bad meat.
I was informed that there had been an arrest, but it wasn't where it had anything to do with you.
Oh yes, terrible man. Punched me real hard. No street.
That's terrible. I hope you are doing fine. The healers here should be able to do away with that. Although they are getting quite tired. I don't know how much more they can handle. They've been working very hard on me all night.
I assured them it should end tonight. Whatever it is, at that point, I think we should be able to snuff it out.
I hope so. If we fall and the Bluts break the borders of Purple Shine, they get to the Glitter Sea. I don't just mean like Basil or his newborns. I'm talking about the actual forces of the Blutsaugers, General Ilka, and whatever other nobles dwell within the depths of Laika. That could be the end of everything. This entire world could start its long fall to the Bluts.
Well, we'll try to make sure that doesn't happen now. We try to go out. We can go out again and try to search for more Bluts, or even try to find Basil himself.
I heard another patrol of mine had recently come in and said that they had also found and eliminated one of Basil's minions.
Perfect. Do you find anything else about that would help with this investigation?
Yes. Wherever Basil is, he is currently Begonia.
Currently what?
He is a sword.
Oh, yes. We were expecting as much. They would hide in plain sight.
He does not know that we are on to him in his little disguise. That is our greatest advantage right now.
Where would be the place first?
There's always the possibility that he's given it to one of his more promising Bluts to wield as they did, that one did earlier against you. But there's a more troubling possibility that someone in purple shine is holding onto this sword, an unwitting victim of Basil until the sun falls. Happy with their new sword.
Well, we should go search at once.
Go talk to blacksmiths and shopkeepers. I want you to find out every sword they've sold in the past 24 hours and who to. That'll help us catch this Blut Stalker.
Okay, we'll make our way off to the blacksmith then at once. Come on, Mikon.
So,
Come
you
on.
and Mikon head off to the blacksmith. And it isn't long before you arrive there. The man is hammering away at an axe, getting it ready for some kind of conflict or buying or whatever someone will need an axe for. Maybe even just cutting some wood. And as you walk up to him, the older man hammering away looks up at you. His blue eyes and a purple mark under them, and he goes, "What do you need, son?"
Oh, well, I was actually here to ask you a question. Have you seen a unique sword lately?
Unique sword. Well, I like to think all my swords are unique. Little bit of love put into each and every one of them. But if I had to say that there was a sword that really stuck out to me, I'd say it was the one that lad was carrying around earlier. Boy came by, probably 15, 16. He often tried to buy a sword for me, but I always turned him away. Never really had the look of someone that should have a weapon. But he said to me, he pulled a nice, very nice sword out and said that he had found his own, doesn't need me anymore.
What does the sword look like?
He describes Begonia to you.
Ooh, perfect. Do you know where this boy has gone off to?
I'm not really sure. Believe he has something. His family works in the waste disposal guild. It might be a good place to start if you're looking for him.
Well, thank you for your information. I think we should be off.
God, I don't want to go there, says Mikon.
Needed. Reminds me too much of my childhood.
What?
Go. That's a story for another time, Mikon. Let's just say it's part of the reasons I don't like the ancestors too much. Ugh,
If it involves the ancestors, then it is definitely a conversation that we must have.
You and your ancestors, blah blah blah.
This
My
matter is much more
ancestors were
pressing.
nothing but filth, and they treated me as such. So what
Well,
can they do for me?
I believe you have proven them mostly wrong, Midas.
Well, we should be off. Enough about this ancestor talk.
As you do arrive at the building of the Waste Disposal Guild, which of course looks like many of the other buildings in Lavensey, but is marked by this stench that emanates from within its windows and doors. The stench of waste.
Oh, this smell. Disgusting.
You walk in, and the entry point is very clean. And a representative of the guild does come up to you and asks if there's any business that you have with the great and noble Waste Disposal Guild of Lavensey. To which you reply,
we're looking for a young boy, maybe around 15, carrying quite a nice sword with him.
as they say, well, there's you could be talking about young Mr. Samson. Yes, she's the son of two of the workers here and is expected to take up the glorious mantle of employment here in the future.
Well,
He was coming by and talking about how this new sword of his will open up more opportunities to him and that how he wouldn't have to work in our noble business.
sounds awfully familiar. God. Okay, well, we're which way should we be going to find this young man?
I believe he said something about going towards the docks.
Okay, whatever gets me out of here. And we'll start walking towards the docks.
As you get started walking toward the docks, you do end up there. You do see the nice salty Datura, Lannister's boat, and several other boats, many other ships. Some fishing vessels are actually leaving now as you come by. Many people are still actually very happy. You still actually see people eating some of the rainbow oyster meat from yesterday. And as you walk around, you do see a teenager loudly showing off to a group of other teenagers, and he is holding begonia up in the air.
I think we found our teenager, Mikon. Awfully looks like begonia, doesn't it?
That it does.
We're gonna walk over.
You walk over.
Actually, before we walk over, I would ask, can I ask one of the crew members? of the
You can
ship?
find one, yeah.
Hi, can you alert Captain Winnister that we may have found our little unwelcome guest in town and that we need his assistance over by the docks?
I'll do my best to find him, the guy says, and he runs off.
I'm gonna go over to the boys.
You go over to the boys.
Oh, what a nice sword you have there.
Why? It sure is. Are you jealous?
I wouldn't say jealous. I'd say more so maybe you just don't know what that sword is.
Well, it's my ticket out of this town. I can become anything I want with a blade like this at my side.
Boy, that blade is no good. It has a bad past attached to it.
Yes, that sounds like the words of envy to me.
Trust me, I've held it before. It's no good. If you want to take it out of this town, maybe I can teach you some magic. And you can become a boot sagger.
You mean the Blut Hunter?
Boot hunter. Oof. Oof. Boot hunter. That's what I meant to say.
I don't need to be taught magic. I'll figure it out myself when the time comes.
Boy,
But for now, swordsmanship is the way to go. You seem to be after my blade. What do you think? As he gestures to the other group of people behind him, as they kind of look very confused or scared of him. As he goes, "Yes, see, they understand. With Begonia by my side, I can do whatever I want."
Name that yourself, did you?
Yes.
Wow, where did the name come to you?
I picked up the sword and it was like inspiration straight from the ancestors.
Answers my ancestors. Boy, trust me, I was once in your place before. Part of a family who wanted me to continue the family business of that filthy waste disposal area. That's all they wanted from me. They said, "Oh, you're going to be just like us." And the moment I said I wanted to do anything better, they spit on me and said I was no good. I wanted to make a life for myself. So you know what I did? I left them behind. I got rid of them and I joined I joined the army and went with them. The Blut Hunters, as you say. That sword is bad. Trust me, it's no good. Put it on the ground, and we can start a new future for you.
He actually looks sort of touched to that, like the amount of overlap that you and this kid have has shaken some of the control Basil has over him using Begonia. And as he starts to lower the sword to the ground, to the amazement of the other children around him, you see a blur move by you as there is a disgusting wet sound as you see a cloaked figure had apparently been shadowing this child, or maybe even you and Mikon, as he has rammed his fist through the boy's stomach and out the back, as he then takes Begonia and this Blutsauger, which is obvious to you now, throws it deep into Lavensey.
Filthy animal. As I'm going to toss...
As the other kids run away screaming as Samson falls bleeding to death on the ground.
Mikon, take a smelling salve. I'll handle the Blutsauger. Get the kid to healing.
The healers don't have enough energy to heal a wound like this. I doubt he'd even survive the trip. As Mikon readies his quarterstaff, he goes, the best we can do now is avenge him.
Maybe I can cauterize the wound.
It's like a straight up hole through him.
No.
You can see the wood of the docks turning red underneath him as the Blut stands in front of you, licking the blood off his hand, and he goes, no, you're not. You've caught on more than we thought, and I'm not going to let you ruin this. You Fallendeans, so stuck in the past. This is the age of Aslia. It's time for you to understand that you are nothing but our food. Roll your d12s.
You made the wrong person angry. That's an 8.
As the Blut immediately takes a sickle out from his side, and it gleams in the sunlight as he smiles at you and says, no, you have messed with the wrong person. As you immediately recognize this man. He's another one of the arena fighters.
Of course.
Although a much less popular one than Captain Carson's, this is Sammy the Sickle.
Sammy the Sickle.
It's too late now to break the naming trend. Let's see, Sammy the Sickle attacks against you. He manages to hit you for 4 with a nice slash with the sickle.
You're gonna pay for that kid's death. It's gonna be painful.
You're going to be devoured by me. Then your old friend. It's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna go for 3 chakram attacks.
Okay.
Honoring card, of course. Nine probably doesn't hit.
No.
21
Yes.
and 14.
No.
Oh, so 1 hits again. All right, for max damage, also 9 damage.
Yeah, you slash him, and again, you actually cut his head off cleanly, but before it can fly off, strands of flesh attach to it again, and it reconnects to his neck. As you go for your next attack, he shoves his the tip of his sickle in between the hole of your chakram and catches it. He smiles and he goes, "It'll take more than that to kill me. I'm not your run-of-the-mill Blut. I'm already a warrior." And as you hear that from behind you, goes, "Well, Good thing he's not fighting alone. As Mikon goes to bring his quarterstaff down upon the Blut, and the Blut gracefully dodges out of the way. Much difference you make. Such a slow little mortal. As by this point, people are running out of the docks, screaming as they see the Blut, as their presence has already been alerted now. The death of the child, breaking the illusion of peace over Lavensey. And as he goes to attack you 2 times, he's able to hit you twice. The first time he hits you for 5. The second time he hits you for 9.
Oh my goodness.
And he goes to slash into you again as he bursts into flames and screams as eyes and teeth blast out of his head.
Ooh, that doesn't look good.
As you see the helmsman of the Salty Datura behind you, a symbol vanishing from his palm. As you see, the Undling, that is the helmsman for Captain Minister, Rosal. Filthy creature, he says.
They're gonna pay. All of them. To slice down this kid in the prime of his life. Right now I'm too weak though. He hit me for quite a lot.
Return for healing. Go to Mithril. We will continue to patrol the docks.
We must have this kid buried properly.
It will be taken care of. We'll take him to a pastor.
Take him to his family first.
Yes, they do deserve the fingertips before the pastor, don't they? I will have it arranged. As you guys are walking back, you hear a yell from the boat. What was going on? What's happening out here? It's Stutter.
Oh God, Stutter. Wait as always. How are you doing?
I'm feeling much better.
Come with us.
Why?
I don't know. I think we'll need you for something.
If it's involving those Bluts, I don't have any magic. I can't hurt them.
Yeah, you could be father or something. I don't know.
No,
Come.
I'll stay here.
Yeah, I do know Captain Winchester quite well, and I guess he could also just put you under a spell.
I don't think the captain would agree with this. He knows I'm useless to him as a fighter against Bluts. Have you ever thought of trying to get Bertha out? Are you striking a deal with her?
Bertha, you think she won't betray us the second we finish off the boots?
No, but she might be good for at least part of a fight.
Maybe we'll try it. Now, aren't you supposed to be creaming up the captain?
Already did.
Yeah, your hands look immaculate.
He looks down at them. He shakes his head sadly. He walks back inside of the boat.
That's worse than any of his magic could ever be. Having to be the cream boy.
The cream boy. Stutter's rightful place. His again.
It's a shame he didn't come on Mikon. I thought he'd at least avert some of the, damage.
Yes, he would make quite the useful little sponge.
Yeah,
But
maybe like a shield.
That's all he'd be.
Yeah, he's much more used to, I guess, being the cream boy.
Sometimes you have a calling in life and you must follow it. I believe Stutter has found his, whether he likes it or not.
Yes, definitely doesn't like it. It's much more fun to watch him suffer anyways.
Immensely.
And as we go on to get some healing, and of course tell the Canton Cop that we took down more if he's still there.
Yes, the Katakov is still hiding away. He actually got taken to a different location this time as he's kind of like in away, and he's sitting in like basically a large closet.
Hello.
I heard about the situation on the docks. Shame about that, boy. But this chaos his death caused is only going to help Basil. And I also heard Begonia had escaped. The
Yes, he
sword.
tossed into town.
More than likely, some idiot picked it up, hoping to protect themselves against Bluts, only to become a pawn of one, a puppet.
Yes, but at least one more boot is down, and a formidable one at that.
Good, good.
If anything, they'll be able to place him with someone less skilled. So, at least that's a bit better for us.
Oh, Sammy the sickle.
Sammy the sickle. I had a recommendation that I thought was something interesting to follow up on, but I would first need your permission.
What would that be?
Even though I don't like the idea of it, Bertha is a formidable magic user.
Are you suggesting we free her?
We strike a deal first, because obviously we couldn't trust her if we didn't have some kind of leeway on her. Maybe freedom
Yes.
for taking care of a nasty sort.
He looks it over and he says, if you get her to agree, she will have her freedom, but on the condition that she enlists as a Blut Hunter.
I will try my best, and I will make my way down to the dungeons.
You do arrive.
Hello,
Make
hello.
contact with Bertha. The sister witch is sitting looking quite nauseous on the side of her cell.
Looking as green as always, Bertha.
Screw you.
Well, we can make we have a deal for you.
As Mikon's not with you.
Fine by me.
He said he had to go do something before this.
Probably make more of his goatee poisons. Bertha, I have a deal for you.
What? What would that be?
Well, do you wish to possibly stop the poisoning and have your freedom? Of course, with no bit of a twist to it.
She shakes her head. She goes, the only way. She says, eventually they're going to get sick of wasting their Mally root on me, and I'm just going to be killed, so I'll hear it.
Well, you have the option to be free if you help me and the rest of the town take down a
Basil.
little problem. That's what we have right now. Basil. And also, once that's done, you will enlist as a boot hunter.
So I trade one cage for a slightly less tight one.
Yes, but also you won't be puking the whole time. And you might actually live.
How generous of an offer.
I know. Trust me, it's not as bad as it sounds. You actually get to spend quite a lot of time on your own as a boot hunter, traveling, etc.
I'm sure they'll just put me on missions where they think I'll die until I actually do.
How about I work it out so you're on my personal crew? That way you get at least some decent missions where you don't, have to do some nasty things like waste disposal or something like that.
not joining your little fan club.
Okay. What do you what what fan club is that?
The Canton Cop's personal lapdogs.
Oh yeah, of course, that fan club. Yeah.
Wait, are you part of more than one? You got
Whoa.
really sweaty all of a sudden.
No, it's nothing. It's nothing. Nothing. Trust me, the Canton Cop is just the beginning. Once we gain some kind of, the more missions we do, the more notoriety we gain, the more, I guess, higher ups we'll be working for.
You're talking about captains, aren't you?
Yes.
Are you aiming to be an officer? Maybe a lieutenant?
Well, it wouldn't be too bad. I actually have an idol that I wish to follow after.
You a big fan of Captain Sink?
One of the captains, let's just say.
Mobiel, then.
I don't mention it. You know, we don't talk about names.
No way. You're a Gehenno fanboy, aren't you?
You know, you should really take the deal.
You know he's basically a serial killer, right?
I never said anything about liking this Jahini guy or whatever his name is. Yeah. Just you know, it's a really good deal. You know, you should just stop asking questions.
Look, if you're aiming for higher ranks, more freedom, more influence, and I get to take along for the ride, I can get behind that. You become a lieutenant, just make me one of your officers and we have a deal.
Oh, let's see what we can do in battle.
Well,
and if I'm impressed, you'll become a captain. And I don't think that should be.
I don't think I'll become a captain.
Not captain, sorry.
Officer.
I misspeak. Yeah, officer. I misspoke. Sorry.
That's a pretty comfortable life outside of the fighting, but getting away from conflict has never been a hard thing for me. Yeah, I'll take your little deal as long as you keep up on your end of it.
I guess so. Okay. Well, as I go, do I have to report back to the Cannon Cop probably before I go?
Yes, and as you do, you see Mikon walk by you, and he's holding a kind of a glass vial of a gray fluid. He goes, "Oh, she accepted the deal."
Oh, Mikon, do I even have to ask? One of your poisons again?
No, this one is the opposite, actually. This is an antidote.
Wow. Change of pace for you.
Oh, yes, it was quite interesting concoction. It should probably keep her alive, if I washed my things correctly. Aside from that, I thought having it for the interrogation would help spur on an agreement. But it seems she's already agreed, so I'll go administer it now.
Yes, I think we should report back to the Canton Cop first, and then get the popper card.
Sounds good.
Okay, and we're gonna go back to the Go King.
As you return to the Canton Cop, you see that some of his personal guards have brought in a large wrapped object. It is thin, very thin, like a pole, except towards the top, where I guess it's like a rectangle. This linen-covered thing is laying on his desk, and he's kept looking over it.
What do we have here?
My trident.
Oh. May I inspect it if you don't mind?
Yes.
I'm a fan of metals.
You do. It is a bronze trident.
Oh wow. quite interesting.
And it's not undling carved, which you kind of find weird for a moment.
Hmm. There's no carvings on this.
Don't need them.
Oh.
He's an undling.
Oh.
He can just put the sharpness on it whenever he needs it, which is basically the carved enchantment into the weapon, all the weapons. So he can just apply that whenever he needs it to be anyway.
I wish I can condense. I wish I can make. I wish my magic would work if I wasn't, near it, because I would definitely help you sharpen this blade.
I can sharpen it with my own magic.
I imagine. Well, we have a deal with Bertha.
Fantastic. That's excellent.
In the
Does he
meantime,
hand you some?
seems-
He hands you some papers. Get her to sign these.
Okay. Mikon has a concoction that should be able to stop her nauru
She's-
sickness.
If she signs it, she can drink it. And find and kill Basil. And as he looks down at the trident again, inspecting it, after all these years, he goes, "I might be joining you."
Oh, that would be quite a joy. As I go and I walk off, and as I'm walking, I want to read the documents.
It's just like the normal sign-up sheets for the Blut Hunters. You had to sign these.
It sounds like it sounds like the sports that we do outside of this.
Yeah.
You just sign your life away. Good times.
Instead of running 17 miles, it's fighting vampires. They're both as painful as one another.
Yeah. So true.
They both need you to be a little bit crazy to do them.
I'm going as I walk down to the dungeons and go, "Oh, Bertha, we have paperwork."
You hear the sound of vomiting, and she goes, "Oh, you're back! Joy!"
Yeah.
You were also handed an ink pen, like an ink quill. So Mikon's holding in one hand this vial, and in the other hand he's holding like an ink well and like a feather, trying not to spill either.
Just don't get any vomit on the papers, please.
She quickly signs them.
Okay. Can't go upset to give her the potion as soon as she signs them.
She drinks the potion, and like, this is the first time you see the potion really move, and you notice how viscous it is.
Oh God.
As she drinks it, and as soon as it like hits her tongue, and she realizes how thick this is, like her eyes open up, and she gulps it all down like one horrid gulp, and she looks at Mikon, and she's like, "That tasted like sand." Look, I wasn't making it for flavor. I was making it for effectiveness. I've never done this before. And after like 3 minutes, her greenness does go away. And she smiles as she can almost feel the magic, like her magic again blossom out from her soul. She's
I'm
now.
sorry about Mikon. He's used to making poisons. He's not worried about taste usually.
Why do you need to make poisons? They don't work on balloons.
He's odd.
Oh, I know. You're going to imply that I'm some type of murderer again. But no, I just have them for animals. And we have to do dispatch hunter things and fight bandits or ne'er-do-wells.
I'm going to go over to Bertha and go whisper, like, just keep your eyes out for this one.
Don't leave your food near him.
I went size poison, kill a whole entire Hulk rat. It was taking a second. Shriveled up like a.
That was magic!
Oh, yeah, huh? No. Magic.
So you guys do go to the armory. You get her Bertha her pistols back. She loads each of them with the 2 shots each, so she has 4 shots before she has to reload. And they are undling carved, so they're good to go. So the Bertha the Pistol Witch has joined the Blut Hunters, the Dispatch Hunters.
It's actually quite joyful to see you now that you're not green.
It's joyous to not be green.
You actually got some color to you now.
Well, it's said by someone who's never been poisoned with mallee root.
Mhm. Yes, yes. Well, at least if you're going to be a Blut Hunter, you won't be under that captain's control because he can be quite crude. Captain Winster, of course.
Yes, it certainly is a boon to be free of him, even if it means trading him out for a new master. I will always miss the Amythest Serpent, even if it was just a front for whatever Basil's been scheming. As you do notice, the air in Lavency has changed as you walk out to a much more, like, it's frayed. It's only being kept in check by the threat of force by the town guard against anyone rioting or anything. Because here in Lavency, they'll just kill you.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, it's Fallende.
That's my town.
They don't really screw around with anything. Especially when it comes like, yeah, causing chaos to give the loops they want, so we're not gonna let you, even though you're
How it
afraid.
should be. That's why I love this town. It's good.
Yeah, so you continue forward. And what would you guys like to check? What would you guys like to do? You know Begonia is somewhere in here, and you've been armed with one more character to fight with you.
Yes. Well, oh boy. Well, we should obviously head in the direction at which the sword was chucked originally.
You head in that direction. You notice that there's more guards here than there are in the other locations. Not hard to figure out why. Same reason you're here, as people are looking for where could Begonia have landed.
Yes. Well, I am going to go. Is there an inn nearby or keep?
There is.
I think I shall go there.
You do go to the town's inn. You were in here last episode. It is Drifter's Respite or Drifter's Respite, and you go in there, and the barkeeper's like, "Oh, welcome back, welcome back. Have you ever find the man in pink?"
Oh yes, yes. He was Doubtwood. Have you seen any oddly enchanting swords coming lately? Travelers with swords.
There was an artifact user showing off his sword that let him cut cheese from 30 feet away. I wasn't actually that impressed by it. Kind of seemed like a waste of magic.
Wait, not magic.
Artifacts, you can make them to do pretty much anything. That's not always an impressive statement. Anything is a lot of things.
Wow.
But there was someone with a very beautiful rose gold colored sword walking through.
Interesting.
I only glimpsed it because it was so pretty. The sun struck it as they walked by my window.
Did you get a look at the person by any chance?
It was a man, a bit heavier set, balding on the top, but dirty blonde hair aside from that.
Did you recognize him by any chance?
I believe he was one of the men. I believe he was one of the librarians.
Oh, of course it would be.
Yes, he's probably heading back to work.
I think that's where we have to be off to. Thank you, good sir.
So, you guys head to the library. And you do arrive there. Not really that long after going to the inn. What do you do now?
As I approach the library, or the study, I'm going to knock on the door.
You knock on the door. Oh, the door opens.
Interesting. Is anyone on this first level, by any chance?
The library seems very empty today.
Hmm. Interesting. Mikon, Bertha, I think we have to go in here a little bit cautious. Could be anywhere.
As you do come up to the second floor, you notice the second floor is very, very dark.
It got naturally darker.
Unnaturally dark.
I don't like the
And,
feeling of this.
As you walk out into this dark hallway, you feel a presence behind you, and you hear a voice saying, "The library is closed on Sundays."
I'm going to look behind me.
There is a man there. He is tall, he's very well built. He's a purple. You think you actually may have seen him a few times at a Mythero. He may be a retired Blut Hunter. And he is just he's wearing this very dark outfit, very black. It almost seems like the darkness is clinging to the outfit as this man overlooks the three of you. He goes, "Well, I recognize two of you as Blut Hunters. Why are you here?"
We are looking for one of your compatriots. Slightly balding man with heavier set and blonde hair. Carrying a nice sword.
Yes. I'm talking about Rube. Yes, he's one of the librarians here. He's writing a book currently on weapons. Different types, designs, histories, all that type of thing. Why are you seeking for him?
We believe he came in contact with a very special weapon.
He nods his head and thinks, and he goes, "If this has anything to do, any type of trouble, would you believe it might cause harm to my library?"
I think it might even mean the destruction of your library.
I see. And you see like a flit of darkness kind of flies out from beneath the man, and it flies somewhere else into the library. He'll be out in a moment. Whatever you're wishing to do, take it away from here.
God.
As this little shadow climbs back around the wall and rejoins with the mass of darkness around Damien. And
I have chills right now. I'm just like,
as you know this guy.
Yeah.
You, the player.
Yeah. I do.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Shadow magic library.
Ah. Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought it'd be cool to bring him back. A little aged up. As following quickly back is that's Ruled. He goes, "Oh, you summoned me, sir." He looks very shady. It's like not very shady. I didn't mean to say shady. I mean Damien looks literally shady, but Ruled looks very shaken.
Mm-hmm.
I saw your creature. She goes, "Yes, Ruled. Would you mind going with these fine fellows here outside, far from the library?" As Rulba kind of unconsciously grips the hilt of Begonia. He goes, "Oh, well, but for whatever reason. I have much work to do studying the new sword I found. I could write an entire chapter on it. I just need to finish sketching it. After I do that, it might take the rest of the day. I'll be good." No. You'll go now. Damien kind of slowly nods his head. Ruled is torn now, just like the child was, between his own emotions and the manipulations of Basil, as he is being ripped in twain by Basil's intentions and his fear of Damien. Finally, as you see more darkness massing behind Damien into the shape of something like unearthly, Rule but kind of goes, yes, I'll go with them now. And as the shape drops back down, Damien goes, "That's good, Rule. You're a good employee. I'll go with these fine fellows. Come back when you're done. Whatever they need you for." I think they said something about interrogating, asking you about the book you're writing. I think they're quite interested. They just don't want to talk here. They want to respect the rules of this library. It's closed today. Just, oh, yes, of course. I'd be happy to discuss anything they wish. As he quickly follows you guys out.
Okay.
As you look back at Damien, you see him standing there, and there's like these two little like dark imps next to him, like literally two-dimensional. They're on the wall. As they all watch you leave, and he shuts the door. He walks down the steps and shuts the imps slip behind him. Down is dripping down the stairs like a liquid as he shuts the door.
Oh God.
So, would you like to try to figure out what that was?
Yeah.
So, do a magic check.
What do I add for my modifier?
Your score.
My score, which is like 7?
Yeah.
20?
So those are a very, very special type of elemental magic called servitor. So servitors are basically an elemental can infuse their blood into if you created metal and you put your blood in it and you had the appropriate magical skill, you could give this thing commands and it would follow it as an independent entity of you.
Oh, wow.
So it seems like Damien had created some shadow servitors to help basically send messages around the library, and they take the form of little demons.
All right, and as we get down and we get out, I'm gonna call over some guards.
You do?
Yeah. Guards.
Two guards come running over.
Apprehend this young man. He has something we need.
What did you say?
Apprehend him. We need
Okay.
what he has.
They go, hands behind your back. So what? I didn't do anything. I thought this was about my book. I'll give you any information you wish.
Sir, you are not in trouble. We just need what you have off of you.
No, you can't take that. It's mine. I found it. I even named the damn thing. It's begonia.
Of course you did. And I try to knock it out of his hands.
It's on his side. His hands are being held by the two guards.
Can I try to slice off his side, the belt loop?
Yes, as you do cut the belt loop, and begonia falls clattering to the ground.
Come out, come out. You've been caught.
No response. It just seems like a normal sword.
Can we examine it? Can I examine it?
Mm-hmm.
Is it definitely begonia?
It's absolutely begonia. It just seems like Basil is playing dumb.
It would be a shame if this ended up, I don't know, in the sea or something, or maybe somewhere far away from here.
No response.
Do not play dumb with us. We know it's you.
No response.
What should we do here, Bertha? Mikon.
I don't know. But if he's not coming out, I think he's hiding for a reason.
He has to be inside the sword, correct?
From what we know, yes.
Well, we can't take this anywhere near the cannon cop. It's too dangerous.
I thought you said he was dead.
Oh yeah, yes, of course he is dead. We don't want him getting hold of his body, of course. You know, God knows what these things can do with a dead body.
I don't think much of anything. So as you
I don't know.
continue going to this, staring at this sword on the ground, it continues to not respond, as if just to vex you.
We must get this out of the public eye. So I'm going to wrap my hand in some kind of like sheet or some kind of cloth and pick it up.
Yeah.
And just we gotta get it somewhere where no one can.
Are you letting the two guards take the guy away?
Guards, take him back to the library and tell the library to keep him there. I'm pretty sure he'll be able to persuade him to stay.
They shove him right through the library doors.
God only knows what's happening in there. Terrifying. We should probably bring this to Winchester.
Oh, God damn. Ancestors, damn. Oops. So, yes, you guys, where are you going? You guys are heading towards the docks then?
Yes.
As you do this, the sword begins to shake and bleed.
Ooh, getting a little scared, are we? Don't want to go see old Mr. Captain.
As it begins, a crack begins to form in it, and blood sprays out as a red ribbon begins to free itself from the insides of the blade.
And I will toss it away from me. That way it doesn't get an opportunity to do anything. Toss over to the side.
After several seconds, the blade completely unfolds, and standing up from it is Basil. People have already run screaming after the blood started spewing out of it. It's just you and him and your two friends in the street now.
Look who decided to come out and play.
He stands there, his red ribbon wrapped around his abdomen is waving in the ocean breeze. He is wearing a very fine outfit of a black kind of silk. He looks at you, his burning pupils boring a hole in you. He smiles and goes, "Ah, Midas, how good to see you again. I haven't seen you since, well, I guess I've never really seen you with my eyes before, but I've been in that head of yours. What a cluttered place it is.
You don't need to talk about what's in there.
You could have been the best of my vessels if you just didn't hand me over, you know that? The things we could have done together would have been amazing."
Or just say I have bigger aspirations than whatever that sword can give me.
Bigger aspirations, that's a fine joke. You all think that you have aspirations at all. You mortals all think that you matter. That's really funny. You're nothing but food. You people, you creatures, you insects, you dust, you animals, you items exist to serve and feed us. Ever since the great Aswia
You say
as
that
we
we're
weary.
mortals, but yet, from what I've seen, all of you filthy boots seem to just keep on dying.
Those were nothing
We're
but
the
newborns.
mortals.
Pathetic creatures I created out of the goodness of my heart and the desire to spread Aswia's gift to more. They serve their purpose, and there are still a few in this town who might serve the heirs even better. But if you understand what I'm saying, we do not get sick. We do not age. We cannot be killed by anything that is not covered in your filthy magic. And those blutes that you killed were commoners. I'm a league different than them.
You don't get sick, eh? I think I'd like to test that theory. Right, Mikon?
Well, you say this, but you've seen Begonia in action. Are you sure? Are you sure all of you wish to actually attempt to fight me? You've yet to see Begonia be wielded by its true master.
I have no fear of a filthy boot.
Disgusting little animals. And as he says this, he holds his right arm out, and you see as its skin just evaporates on it. Like it just evaporates into a red mist. And crimson, ruby glowing blood begins to worm its way from underneath the muscle fibers as it swirls around his arm, breaking and ripping and tearing his sleeve as the blood begins to turn into metal, as finally his entire arm is transformed into a larger version of Begonia, with the only part of it not being a like solid metal is his elbow, which is a meaty, red, skinless hunk of flesh and bone in between two large metal shards, two halves of the sword, gleaming in the afternoon light. Smart of you to try and do this during the day. You wouldn't stand a chance at night, but you still don't stand a chance now. It just might make you last a little bit longer. D12s.
Do I still have my tattoo on me for the cannon cup?
No.
Okay.
Oh, he probably would have given you another one.
Yeah, of course I'm gonna activate that as soon as I can. 9.
Okay. So let's see what everyone gets. Good job, Mikon, you slow fool. As the first to go is our great friend Basil. As the 15 feet he was away from you is just gone, as he's suddenly right in your face, almost touching your nose with his own, smiling. His burning eyes meet yours as he goes for his attacks. Ooh. Ooh. First 2 hit as he punches you with his regular hand. The first one hits you for 6, and the second one hits you for 9.
So, damage. Okay.
He then twists around. And he goes for a slash at each Mikon and Bertha, slashing them each for on Mikon 8 and on Bertha 13 damage. As I said, you're nothing. It's your turn.
Wait, I'm gonna use condensed metal
Yep.
on my. I can only use 1 condensed metal per turn, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna use on my first chakram and do unknown carve on the rest, right?
Mhm.
Draw unknown carved. Right. Okay, for the first attack with the condensed metal, and that's a +3, right, to damage.
Yes.
Okay, that is gonna be 18 to hit.
Yeah, you managed to, just as he's returning from his twist, you managed to smash him in this chest with this attack.
Okay, and then for my second attack, that's gonna be a 14 to hit.
No.
Okay. Final one is another 18.
2.
Oh, 1 second. I dropped Okay. For the first attack with condensed metal. Cannot. Okay. That will be 11 damage.
Okay.
Then the next one will be 8 damage. And can I
what?
move away slightly?
Yeah, you can move back after this.
I want to
As
move
you
back.
do,
and
you
let
catch
the
him
two
off guard.
Yeah.
As you slash him with the first one, you just cut each and every rib on the left side of his body, leaving an ugly gash there, and then followed up with a slash up his face, catching his left eye. As he looks at you, and each of these wounds just closes up. He smiles and goes, "Ah, yes. You see now? You're going to die." And as he says that, there are two bangs come from next to him. As you watch him kind of stand there and just flicker in between two places at once as two bullets go by him.
Oh, no. No.
Ah, Bertha, it's good to see you again. Only you could really see what was going on in Hasul's head. Maybe you'd have different ideas about the man. Just shut up. He smiles at her as a sickly green energy begins to wrap around him.
Can't get sick, huh?
As he becomes a little bit paler, he goes, "Ah, what an interesting magic from this Blut Hunter. I'll have to finish him first." Whoa. As it is now the turn of Basil, who is just gone from that location as he's laying 2 punches straight into Mikon. As the first one he gets for Mikon for another 8, and then he gets Mikon into a state of dying with the second one, smashing into the side of his head.
Mama.
As he then lets out a small chuckle and is again in a blur, is next to Bertha. As she is lucky enough to be able to just move slightly out of the way of a slash that carves into the building she was standing next to, leaving a large divot there. As again in a blur, he is now in front of you, going to go with his begonia arm into your body. And just as he's doing this, he overshot, going over your head by a few inches.
Yes. Sweet. Okay.
Your move.
Can I use condensed metal again
Yes.
for another one to be hardened?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm going to do my second one now, hardened also. Is a smelling salt an action?
You can use it. You can interact with an item first. But you
I'll
can
try,
Mikon. Yeah.
I'll try toss some smelling salts his way.
Okay. You roll a hit because you're far away from him.
Okay. Do I add anything to it?
Dex.
21. Yes.
As a Mikon snaps his eyes open. Clever
Right.
little pathetic creatures. Your move.
I'm gonna go for my two first attacks. I have the condensed metal on it, and then my one normal. Oh boy. That's probably not gonna do it. That's a 10 on the first one to hit. 10 does not hit.
No.
Next one is though a 24.
That hits.
And the final one is like a 23. So
That hits.
not bad. Except for one of my condensed metal is a miss, but that's okay. Not bad. That's 11 damage in the first hit.
Okay.
And the second hit, non-condensed, is still 7 damage though, so.
As again, going for 2 pistol shots is Bertha. He flickers and the first one goes by, as she does actually hit him in the shoulder with the second. Like a pinkish bullet flies into him and flies out the other side as the wounds and close.
And my tattoo got activated, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Taking his time.
As Mikon goes to use his energy green magic, his sickly vomit green magic again, and this time again it wraps itself around and goes into the body of Basil, who is actually, despite his body looking completely pristine, is looking a little bit tired now. I've entertained you long enough. And then and again, he kind of goes for a few attacks on each of you. And first he goes for Mikon with his arm. And Mikon is in a state of dying once again.
No.
Then he returns for you with the second attack of his arm. You dodge that, but he punches you for 10.
I'm in a state of dying now.
You're in a state of dying. And so lastly, he does go to Bertha and goes to smash her head into the wall behind her. But she is lucky as he just misses, kind of putting a crater with his palm where she was standing. Okay, make your roll.
What do I roll again?
The D20 plus your body modifier.
Please be high. Please be high. An 11.
You're okay. You're stable.
Stable. But I make at 0, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just like kind of knocked out.
So, as it is now the turn of Bertha, who's definitely thinking between using a color bolt or teleporting. And she vanishes.
Oh my.
And in your kind of like half conscious state, you hear Basil go, "Come nightfall, there's nowhere anyone could hide from me." As he turns around and walks calmly towards you, it is now Midas. We've had our fun. He lifts the begonia arm, pointing its tip towards your back. It's time for this little game of ours to end. As a vomit green blast hits him, or does it hit him? Yes, a vomit green blast hits him in the side, tearing and ripping apart that nice suit he has on, sending pieces of it flying away as you watch the like broken ribs reset themselves as blood flies out of his mouth and then flies back in. As Mikon Mikon gets him for 10.
That's a good hit.
As he goes, I thought you were done for, little pastor. As Mikon goes, I'm quite resilient.
Attaboy, attaboy.
You can't have that much magic left. You'd be surprised. And that is when 2 more Bluts jump in.
No, not the time. Not the time. Go away.
I don't have time to deal with you anymore, little pastor. Or you, Midas. I have bigger fish to fry. But if it makes you feel any better, you have delayed my plans. So he goes to jump away. There is a blast of candy purple, taking one of the other Bluts' heads off.
It's our boy.
And a green tipped trident pierces the other's chest.
Yes.
As the eyes of both those Bluts and their teeth explode out.
The cavalry's here.
Is running up with a bunch of guards and a few of his crewmates as the Canton Cop and Captain Winchester, accompanied by Bertha with her reloaded pistols. She went to get the captain.
Damn it, she ran away.
Mikon smelling salts you.
I'm up a 1. Did he get away?
No, he's still kind of standing there.
Because I don't think he can move much further.
There's a many different, you see people with flames and electricity in their hands pointed at him. People with glowing bows filled with artifact magic, their eyes, spectral arrows pulled back, pointed at him. Bertha has her unwing carved pistols pointed at him. Other color mages have hands of aura right at him. Everyone has something at him, and the spear symbol glows on its side, the trident, and it flies back into the hands of the Canton Cop, and the old unwing points it right at Winchester, right at Basil. He goes, "It's up, Blut. You've lost."
Oh, I would say you're in danger, but that would be an understatement.
He growls at you like an animal.
Look at that. Ooh, immortal, did you say? I don't think for long.
Yes, because you did so well. They did do well, says the Canton Cop. They kept you in one place. You might be a knight, Basil. It's obvious to me you're no fighter.
And should I go for the head?
That is up to you.
With your permission, Canton. Let me finish this. And
Take care of this slime.
And I go for 3 chakra attacks. As I use some of the rest of my magic to condense my West Void. 20.
That hits.
5.
That hits.
21.
That hits.
And the last one does not hit, but these 2 do. $11 damage on the first one.
Yeah.
Second one. 9 damage on the next one, so 20 altogether.
How do you want this to go?
Oh. I first want to go, and I want to slash completely through his legs to drop him to his knees. And then I want to spin around, and I just want to absolutely cut through his neck and take off his head.
As his head spins through the air, flying upside down, you see that like ripple appear on the bottom of its neck. It moves up. He moves his face, his lips contort as he spits one last vitriolic curse at you, and you think you make out the name Asria through his silent lips, as his eyes bulge out, his teeth quiver, and then both blast out of his head and onto the streets of Lavensey.
As I cough up a little bit of blood, I think I need a rest.
I'd say you earned it, says the Canton cough. He walks over and he just picks up his head.
And I'm gonna fall on whoever's back is up. Probably. I'm gonna just absolutely collapse onto someone because
As you collapse onto Mikon, who also collapses.
We're both just on the ground.
Yeah. As you both wake up in the infirmary at half health. As it seems that the mages there have run out of magic, but you're fine.
Where are we? Are we dead?
No, I'd say we're still here. Bertha is also there, kind of patched up.
Did they take care of the rest of the filth around town?
We believe we found all of them. Who said that? Oh yeah, the advisor. The advisor says that. So he comes in and he goes, "It's good to see that you're all up and awake."
My bones hurt.
Well, if it wasn't for the theatrics yesterday, the Canton cop wouldn't need that much healing. So, but he did. So we weren't able to restore you all to proper health. But by the time a little bit of rest, some medicine, and a nice dose of healing magic tomorrow, and all of you should be fine.
Yeah. I say just give it all to me. Mikon's fine.
I don't think that's true.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you over the blue mark on your face. Oh, God.
As coming into the room is the Canton cop. The old man stands there, and this time, especially after seeing him in action, even if only for a few seconds, you do notice that despite his age, he does have quite a powerful frame underneath his jacket. You three, have done an excellent job.
Thank you. I think we might need a vacation or two.
You have earned a rest, 100%. For every passing mission, I realize that my decisions to appoint you as my dispatch hunters was the correct one. The killing of this knight is no small feat. In fact, I'd say you have saved Purple Shrine.
Well, we know the mission is not over because there still is that leader out there.
General Ilka can wait. Allow those on the front lines to worry about her and her forces. You have killed one of her top advisors today. That should have done something to help them, I'm sure. But for now, Purple Shrine lies safe, precariously balancing over destruction and salvation, but the scales have been tilted ever so slightly, thanks to you, in the direction of salvation.
Oh. I gotta start my fan club soon.
I'm sure you'll have quite a bit of fans now after the work you've done today.
Not for me. Yeah.
Oh, yes, I do know.
Oh yeah. No. Just don't say who. We know.
But you have plenty of... No.
Oh. Okay.
You'll have plenty of time to organize this club of yours. You were all given a month and a half off. Even you, Bertha.
Oh, perfect. That allow me to get plenty of followers. Ah,
But
All right,
once this
folks.
month and a half is done, I expect to see you all in my office. I expect to have a work for you.
yeah,
Hopefully not as dramatic as this. Until then, rest well, dispatch hunters.
Thank you, sir. Ugh. I'm gonna look at Mikon. I'm gonna say, I guess you're not half bad for a blue.
You say this now? After all we've done?
Don't get too ahead of yourself. You're still a blue.
You're still a godless purple.
Ugh.
Godless, faithless purple, I'll say that. You're strange even for your own kind, Midas. You know that?
Tell me something I don't know. At least we're not a filthy pirate.
At least I didn't have a poster get torn in the middle of combat.
As I check my pocket.
It's torn.
Ah! No! We need tape.
It's not been invented yet.
We need a mending mage. Right away. Neither of you talk about this. You saw nothing.
Unless there's anything else you'd like to do before we end this.
Maybe just start off my quest and ask my friends if they'd like to help me gather some friends for the.
They both say they want nothing to do with this.
Oh God, why does no one take why does no one understand me? My love. Maybe go attend to the shrine.
As you limp towards the Jahannam shrine, we're gonna wrap up the dispatch hunters.
Limps into the sunset as I'm
Limps into the suns, literally into the sunset as the ocean of the glitter sea is bright orange. You limp, battered and bloodied under a dock to your Jahannam shrine.
soon.